It's an undisputed reality that the South African economy desperately needs more successful, sustainable entrepreneurs, and millions of new employment opportunities, especially in the rural areas of the country. Yet many rural communities living in economically disadvantaged nodes have access to profitable beekeeping natural resources that they're not aware of nor currently benefiting from. These nodes suffer from some of the highest levels of economic hardship and unemployment in South Africa. Although these nodes are highly impoverished, their livestock, watering points, and bee-friendly indigenous bush, fruit trees, and blue gum plantations are often highly suitable for the production of unpolluted raw honey. The global shortage of honeybee products, especially those that comply with organic and fair trade standards, means that there are exceptional opportunities for trained beekeepers in these unpolluted rural areas. African Honeybee is a Christian social enterprise with specific expertise in high-tech ethical beekeeping, rural development, and marketing. Through the African Honeybee model, family-owned and operated micro-beekeeping businesses can profitably participate in the global organic and fair trade honey markets. These individual, family-owned and operated micro-beekeeping businesses are the foundation unit of the African Honeybee micro-franchise model. Profitable beekeeping farms are set up to produce viable volumes of honey, enabling critical mass, and thereby providing partner beekeepers access to appropriate technology, infrastructure, training, quality control, logistical support, and access to markets. The farms not only provide a stable platform for market off-takers that require relationships with big pharma type operations, but also an environment for partnering with and incubating beekeepers. African Honeybee's micro-franchise structure incentivizes loyalty and social cohesion. Partner beekeepers own equity in the main trading company through a stakeholder trust. A not-for-profit beekeeper development trust, registered as a public benefit organization, enables African Honeybee to raise CSI and SED funds for beekeeper development, as well as distribute 10% of dividends to approved charitable projects. 30% of the main trading company, African Honeybee Kruger Park, has been reserved for impact investment, which will be used for expanding the commercial operations when the time is right. African Honeybee manages its operations through 4 divisions, namely the commercial honey farms, processing, sales and marketing, and beekeeper development. African Honeybee's extensive research of rural development programs in South Africa has revealed that appropriate training, ongoing support, and appropriate technology are 3 of the biggest factors for achieving sustainable success. African Honeybee has developed a unique method of beekeeping that combines the best of African and Western apiculture. The honeybee-friendly AfriFrame prevents the spread of diseases and eliminates the necessity of expensive infrastructure and processes. The African Honeybee Program is a true broad-based black economic empowerment initiative that creates jobs and stimulates economic development. From an environmental perspective, the venture contributes directly towards environmental protection and awareness. From a food security perspective, villagers are already reporting increased yields from their home vegetable and fruit gardens due to the increased pollination from bees. African Honeybee is currently working with 62 rural families. 50 beekeepers from these families have received training that earned them 22 unit standards towards a National Qualifying Framework NQF Level 1 learnership. 50 beekeepers received safety clothing and beekeeping equipment, including veils, gloves, smokers and hive tools, as well as being allocated 10 beehives and a beehive stand. Funding for these was received from AgriSeta, AusAid and the ABSA Foundation. By March 2013, 20 beekeepers completed their NQF Level 1 learnerships, Also in March 2013, the African Honeybee Kruger Park Incubator was established with patient capital from the IDC and a loan from Tembeka for operating expenses. The first 10 beekeepers have just completed their incubation in the Beekeeping Business Incubator. The first honey production started in October 2013. Initial retail is made up of delis and boutique stores, including 9 of the Tiger's Eye stores in the Kruger, Millie's, Alzu, Irene Farm Store, Spa Monument Park, and several health and specialty stores in Gauteng. Dis-Chem, Food Lovers Market, and Spa have also indicated their interests in stocking African honeybees products once food safety certification is in place. The consumer will be able to do their own traceability and verify the origin and authenticity of the honey, and then pay conventional honey-related prices for their raw honey. Our dream is, through available technology, to create a village market environment on a global scale. In February 2014, African Honeybee won a long-term tender to utilize prime beekeeping land owned by SAPI in Mpumalanga. IDC have committed further patient capital towards the construction and establishment of a world-class processing plant. The plant will be operational early in 2015. African Honeybee's key goals are to grow the African Honeybee Kruger Park commercial beekeeping farm to a level where it is a self-sustaining, profitable enterprise, farming 2,500 beehives by June 2015. To incubate at least 10 beekeepers every 12 months, increasing the number to 20 when funding permits. To grow relationships with partner beekeepers and to partner with more beekeepers. To provide training, mentorship and extension support to partner beekeepers through the Beekeeper Development Trust. And authentically live out the biblical admonition: if a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one of you says to them, "Go in peace, be warmed and filled," without giving them the things needed for the body, what good is that? How do we measure success? In a nutshell, we measure the amount of honey that is produced because of our intervention and the amount of honey that we sell. So in order to succeed, we need to increase honey production in the commercial farm. We also need to help our partner beekeepers to produce greater volumes of honey. And we need to sell all the honey we produce and buy from our beekeepers. In 2015, we want to increase the number of families we work with from 62 to 100. We want to supply the beekeepers with equipment that they can grow their businesses with. An investment of 1.5 million would enable us to work with 50 beekeepers and recruit 10 beekeepers into the incubator. A more ideal investment of 3 million rand will enable us to double the impact, incorporate beekeepers from Vembe, and realistically enable all 100 families to start producing honey from at least one hive each. It will enable at least 50 beekeepers to start producing honey from 5 hives or more, and 20 beekeepers from 30 or more hives. It will enable us to recruit 20 youths from the beekeeper families for incubation. These youths will complete an NQF Level 1 learnership, practical training in the African Honeybee commercial farm, life skills training including business management, poultry farming, vegetable farming, literacy and driving. They will earn a wage during the incubation, and we will help them grow their own beekeeping businesses. Lonnie Ndlovu is a widow with 5 children living in Emoyeni village, Bushbuck Ridge. Lonnie is one of African Honeybee's beekeepers. She has been passing her knowledge on to her 19-year-old son, Shego. This year, besides being mentored by African Honeybee in beekeeping, Lonnie has participated in the best business training and made a profit from her 40 Rand business. She has learnt about small-scale poultry and vegetable farming. She has visited the medical clinics held by African Honeybee, and every time she returns home, she has passed on the knowledge she learnt to her children. Lonnie gave Checho a beehive that he caught bees in. He keeps the hive on their roof. Checho has applied to attend the next incubation intake. By supporting this project, you will be enabling families like the Ndlovos to overcome the difficulties of poverty. Lonnie and Checho already sell their honey to African Honey Bee. If they can build their businesses up to operate just 30 hives from home, they will be able to net the equivalent of the minimum wage for farm workers, 2,200 Rand per month, almost 3 times more than what Lonnie currently receives from the Department of Social Development. You can now also be part of this transformation. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Further information about African Honey Bee and my contact details are available on www.africanhoneybee.com.